Hello, Sagittarius. We're getting ready to do your full moon reading. I'm cutting these close today. We're starting with a Wisdom Keeper's Oracle. This has like a little story with the Wisdom Keeper, and you may or may not resonate with that story, but kind of gives us an idea of maybe some of the energies you'll be dealing with during this time. I'm all stuffed up, so forgive my nasally voice. We got discernment. So this is right away telling me, be discerning. Discern between, there's all kinds of things about discernment. It's just really about like separating like what we feel from what we think, what we've been through, what we're going through. What we do want to be around, what we don't want to be around, how we react, how we don't react, just making choices. I'm feeling that choices. I'll read the story here. The number is 13. And it's discernment begins at an individual level as you come to see how deeply your view of others is connected to your feelings. Over time, you reclaim the ability to listen to others and the world from a broader perspective, looking at things from a bigger perspective, not just your way and the feelings that you have about it, but like seeing the bigger picture. The gift is discernment, the shadow is discord, and the city is empathy. Yeah, having empathy for other people's situations, other people's kind of take into account when you're reacting from a place of your own feelings or like what's actually happening. It says, I grew up in a fundamentalist household to parents who were narrow-minded, opinionated, and reactive. If I expressed something that didn't fit with their beliefs or was too optimistic, they beat me down with words or a belt. They were always in the right, and I was always in the wrong. To survive their anger, bitterness, and pessimism, I turned into water. I became soft, compliant, and forever yielding. I sacrificed my backbone in order to stay safe, and got so good at pretending to be sweet and kind that I forgot I was pretending. As I entered womanhood, I became a permissive carpet, allowing others to walk all over me. And even though I had strong belief inside, I never stood up for what I believed in. I repeated this pattern, falling into one abusive relationship after another. All of my decisions were fueled by a desire for safety, even though I was rarely safe and I was often surrounded by discord. I refused to do what I knew had to be done. Until the day I saw my husband touching my daughter inappropriately, that was it. I could no longer deny my feelings or refuse to act. The moment I was forced to listen to the rage, pain, and utter hopelessness that had been living inside of me was the moment my true heroic life began. Now I watch the human drama playing all around me with empathy, compassion, and optimism. I write myths and children's books that acknowledge the mythical journey that is the human life. All true heroes and heroines go through dark nights of the soul. Transformation and redemption are inevitable when we are willing to wake up, discern, and truly listen. My gift to you. I am here to wake you up. Where are you repeating the same mistakes? Where are you refusing to listen and accept the consequences of your heart's truth? You will be surprised at how courageous you are once you begin to be honest with yourself. It is time to start listening to yourself and to others. Learn the art of discernment. Listen beneath the words. Listen for the deeper desires, the emotional agenda, and the underlying tone. Listen beyond your own individual story. There is a grand mythic human drama playing out in your life and all around you. We are all a part of it. We all have our version of the underworld. We all carry the wand of the wizard, the sword of the warrior, and the potential for a happy ending. As you begin to see the mythic quality of your own rich human life, your optimism will grow right along with your empathy, compassion, and heroic potential. You are not alone. I am here. I like that story. It is a hard truth, kind of a hard truth. But you really got to pay attention to your own experiences in this life and how the things we do or repeat or continue to like either be a part of or not be a part of or not be discerning about does affect how we're doing. So I've been pulling one of these to kind of open up the reading. Hush! I'm so sorry, Sagittarius, but the dogs are at it. And I gotta get these done. I cannot wait to get a room. I don't know how many times I say that. Brady, be quiet. Hush. Probably barking at a squirrel or a cat. One or the other. So I've been getting one of these also. Or two. Embracing. And relaxation. Embracing relaxation. You probably might need to do a little relaxing, and I am going to read those. Embracing and relaxation. The moon card here. Look at the bigger picture. That goes right along with what this wisdom keeper. It's also a full moon card. What this wisdom keeper was saying, you know, being empathic, understanding, seeing the bigger picture, being discerning about like where your kind of where your energy is coming from, Sagittarius. This is see if anything else comes out here. Yeah, we got one more here. Communication is key. All right. And I am going to read the embracing and the relaxation. Embracing. The floodplain is a naturally occurring phenomenon in which the land adjacent to the river floods out to the far banks of the surrounding land during times of high water. Land that is normally dry may be underwater for a period of time. When this occurs, silt, sand, and nutrients are deposited. For this reason, floodplains are often areas of great fertility as well as rich ecosystems. They are excellent areas for lush, abundant crops. It is a natural occurrence that allows life in all areas to thrive. The sacred landscape wants you to know sometimes life overflows with emotions, and that's kind of what I'm feeling is like, don't let your emotions kind of, it's good to have emotions, but be discerning about what they're nourishing and what they're not. That's the message I kind of got from and are they emotions that are serving you or not serving you? Sometimes life overflows with emotions which can feel uncomfortable. However, the ensuing result of this discomfort can be of great value, perhaps arising from an unseen or unknown source. You get this card when emotions are seemingly overflowing or not flowing at all. Cherish the overflow of emotions and embrace the times that seem murky, for your inner floodplains are being replenished. And as a result, there will be great spiritual and physical expansion. Embrace all of your emotions, and when you do so, greater prosperity and fertility will flow into your life. Alternatively, if your emotions have been blocked, this is a time to explore and experience them. And it's really saying, you know, embrace all of your emotions. I would say, and this is from personal experience too. It's like when you embrace all your emotions, there's a difference between embracing all of your emotions and not thinking about how they're coming out, like what they're feeding around you, rather than embracing is different than reacting. You know, it's like when you're feeling them, and that's kind of what I'm feeling. And then we got relaxation. The sacred landscape wants you to know when you receive this card, relax. All is well. No need to strive or push to get ahead. Beneath the surface of life, everything is gently propelling you in the right direction. You can lay down your burdens and simply unwind. Slow down and allow calmness to fill you. When you relax and relinquish control, Your intuition expands, and you create the space for your spirit guardians to help you. Additionally, it's vastly easier to heal and have positive outcomes in your life when you are rested and not filled with worry and a need to control outcomes. Lie back, stretch out, and watch magic unfold in your life. So it's kind of just saying, let the emotions kind of flow through you and relax through them. It's kind of saying you don't need to do anything. You just need to feel and be discerning about like how you're healing, how you're incorporating like your emotions into your life. That's what I'm feeling. Maybe even in the way you communicate, because we got communication is key here. So that's really nice. Saying don't worry, just relax. You might be really stressed out, and it might be making you kind of emotional even, or where maybe there was times in your life where a lot of our reactions and stuff that we're learning as we grow is all stuff. It's just like stuff we are used to reacting a certain way or used to behaving a certain way that we're trying to work on with ourselves, for our life, and for those around us, but mainly for our own peace of mind, for our own. And then we got the Magician. Did come out reverse. This is the energy leaving Sagittarius, the Magician reverse. Maybe recently you weren't necessarily, you may have had some miscommunication, maybe some misguided action. Maybe you weren't, because it did come out reverse. So that kind of tells me with the Magician that maybe you weren't using all your tools but that's leaving, that's energy leaving. And let's see what you're coming into here. Eight of Pentacles. No, it did come out reversed. It tells me maybe you weren't, okay. I'm feeling like you may need to work just a little harder on ending, maybe. You may be taking a break. You may be relaxing from a situation. You might even be taking a temporary break from a transformation process that you have going on right now and thinking about some things. Maybe looking at the bigger picture. And then the Ten of Wands coming in, releasing the burdens. It did come in reversed. So I think you're in a transition period right now, and you're probably pretty tired. And that's why Spirit's coming in really strong and saying embrace your emotions, let them flow through, relax through them, be discerning about which emotions are kind of hindering your transformation process with the Death card here, and release the ones, there is coming through this full moon, you're going to be really, I don't want to say actually working on releasing them. I think you're going to be taking a little break and then coming in while you're thinking about this and kind of restoring yourself, rejuvenating yourself. I feel like that's really important right now. So you can come in and really, after doing some real discernment, thinking really hard about what it is you just really need to let go of, because it's just too much for you to carry. I feel like you're going to come in and be able to maybe use your magician tools, your magician skills. You're going to know what needs, and then communication is key. It may even be there may even be a little bit of a communication issue here, like the way you communicate to others, or the way you, and you may just even be taking a break from that. I am feeling like a break, so that you can reevaluate kind of your own experience and your own reactions to your emotional self. I am feeling like there's not cups here, but I feel like there's some just logical thinking about emotions. And then the Eight of Wands. And then we got another one right here we're going to look at. The World, yeah. I think you really want to end I do feel like with the Magician coming out in the recent past, reverse, that maybe you recognize there's some things you need to work on. Maybe with your own either communication or looking at a bigger picture. maybe you do need to relax more and let go of some control, especially with communication and stuff. And maybe these are some of those burdens that you don't need to carry around with you anymore, and it will help you move forward to kind of, because this Eight of Pentacles had come out reversed, which kind of tells me like you, there's just something you weren't working on, maybe not, I don't want to say correctly, but not using all of your like skills to, and that could be looking at the bigger picture. But then we got this transformation and this Ten of Wands and the Eight of Wands, and this is like, it's gonna move through fast, Sagittarius, but there is like, you've learned a lot, but I think this is like kind of where you kind of tie the bow on the, and go, okay, this is a new cycle. I gotta start, really gotta release these burdens. But I just feel like right now, during this time period, you're gonna be relaxing, and that isn't gonna be happening exactly right now. That's coming in. The Eight of Wands and the World, that's coming in. And the Ten of Wands. So there's gonna be like a kind of fast release of some stuff after you kind of rest and you aren't doing any work right now. But it's all because there is a transformation taking place. There is something ending inside of you. I feel like this is personal. I feel like you are kind of just taking a look at your, and it could be like how you needed to work on maybe looking at the bigger picture and embracing like the unknown, not having control over things, stuff like that. That's where I really feel like you could be really just kind of sitting back, and Spirit saying relax. It's under control. You don't have to control it. Let your guides come in and help you during this time. You're supposed to be relaxing and letting like your body take on these changes. Whenever I see the Death card too with the transformation, it kind of tells me like there's something actual physical, like kind of changing, because something has changed. Something emotional, mental has changed. So your body needs time to like soak it in. If that makes sense. It's like it needs time to like, it needs time to embrace, relax, to like kind of let like the work you've done and the work you still need to do kind of sink in and make you clear, discern between what it is you still need to work on within yourself for this transformation, and to release these burdens, and to kind of really close up a cycle that you've been going through. And that's what I'm feeling from this Sagittarius. So that's really nice. We'll look on the bottom here, and we got the Ace of Cups, and it was reversed, but usually when I look on the bottom, I just look at it as it is. And this is self-love too. This is this is so you can feel better about yourself too, and also be more open to loving others and accepting love from others, and taking care of yourself. That is relaxation. That is embracing. That's realizing when we don't have control over things we don't have control over. And then we got leadership. And this is how to be a good leader, also. And it's the backwards, 13 and 31. Be discerning about how you lead, what you're leading. I am feeling that. Like, with what are you leading? Are you leading from a place of where, hey, I need to do a little more work on this. I need to look at the bigger picture. Maybe I need to work on my communication with others and be like more accepting. Because I was feeling that when it said release control. You don't realize you don't have control. And it's okay. You can relax. You're supposed to be relaxing. I feel like your body and everything needs time to like kind of let some of the things you have worked on and some of the things you haven't worked on kind of like you're figuring out like what you still need to release and what you still need to work on. But right now you're just kind of in this process. I really like this card because in this Death and Rebirth card, there's this like image of this person just kind of exhausted, just like laying over this stone. But there's like, and there's a scorpion on it, on this statue. But it's like, I feel like you're, and then there's this mountain inside this person's heart, and this transformation happening. It's just But I do feel like there's just a need to kind of take a break and really think about what it is you need to change. That's the message I'm getting. You may have even looked at something, maybe even in a smaller or narrow-minded way, because of just some of the things you felt throughout your childhood, throughout your young adulthood, if you're an adult, or just throughout your life. And there's a strong thing like, hey, I don't like, with the Eight of Pentacles and the Magician coming out reverse, it's like maybe you weren't looking at the bigger picture, and that's one of the tools, one of the things you need to look at, and you need to embrace the bigger picture, embrace everybody's story, and maybe not just, and discern between like when you're just looking at your story or when you're looking at everything, and realize what you do and don't have control over. And when you communicate to people, do it from a place that's a releasing place. It doesn't mean you have to be like, oh, I'm not talking to you, but like it's that releasing energy. Like, have no like attachment to the way the conversation should go, or any like any communication manipulation tactics or anything like that. Communication is key. Like, don't have a conversation trying to get something out of it, except for just simple communication. Like, don't try to control a situation, especially when there's a bigger picture happening here. And I think that's another reason why Spirit's coming in saying you need to relax, because there's something else going on here kind of behind the scenes that has nothing to do with you. Other people are going through their own growth and their own transformation. And I think part of yours right now is to kind of look at where maybe you were with this Magician, this Eight of Pentacles. You could have been either over obsessing or just not putting the work in on looking at the bigger picture. I am feeling that, Sagittarius, but there is coming in some really good energy of like releasing some stuff. And maybe just it's important to see the bigger picture right now, so you know what it is you need to release and what it is that will help you through into this next cycle. And this is communication too, this Eight of Wands. So there may even be some communication coming in through this full moon after, where it's like you can really put something to rest here. You can really put something to rest here. But right now, I feel like you need to take a time out and look at how you've already used your communication skills, your tools, and maybe how you didn't. Maybe how you didn't use them to see the bigger picture. And maybe to embrace things as they are, or people as they are, or situations as they are, and just know that you don't have control over that. You only have control over you. But there is a need to be relaxed in your communication and not be like tensed up or like stressed out, and just to, I'm feeling like I'm feeling that discernment, like, hey, is this worth me getting all riled up about and emotional about, or is this something I'm working on and I'm not, I need to look at that. I am feeling that, Sagittarius. Let's see here. And then we got opportunity. So I really do feel like there could be an opportunity coming in to practice, to work on something, a skill of discernment with communication, looking at the big picture. There could be an opportunity where you have a chance to like have a conversation or release some burdens here. But first, Spirit's taking a minute to let you know, hey, this is a time just right now, right here, when you're watching this, just to relax and think about what it is you're really, what it is you're really working on. Are you really working on you, or are you trying to control the situation? Are you really looking at the bigger picture, or are you, you know, there's a lot of self-examination going on here, and that needs to go on here, because there is a chance and an opportunity to release some really stuff that just isn't helping you, isn't moving you along, and it could have something to do with the way you communicate with people, or I am feeling that communication. That's kind of look at the bigger picture, look at the way you communicate, look at the way others communicate with you. And it did say, I think it was in this card where it said, you know, pay attention to, I think it was, being optimistic, showing empathy, compassion, being honest with yourself. You will be surprised at how courageous you are. Yeah, listen, and do this with yourself too, Sagittarius, and everybody around you. Learn the art of discernment. Listen beneath the words. Listen for the deeper desires and emotional agenda and underlying tone. Listen beyond your own individual story. And that's also saying kind of detach from your story to listen to others' stories better too. And that's a good communication skill to have too, because then you can really hear what, like, their energy is behind it, not just what your experience is behind that kind of energy. Because everybody kind of, you can say one word and somebody might have a completely different reaction to that word than somebody else, because their experience of that energy is different. So that's it's kind of about being open-minded here and being discerning about communication, especially, and the way you're looking at things, and still trying to keep that positive, optimistic, but yet I'm feeling like a laid-back, kind of relaxed, embracing, like, there is some more work to do here, I feel like. But this is the energy leaving, so maybe you're going to start putting in a little more energy and using your tools a little bit wiser, and that could be part of this, to release burdens, to transform. So maybe some communication skills that maybe you've recognized recently. Hey, maybe I'm not communicating, like, there's something about communication here with the Eight of Wands, and the communication is key. And maybe it's kind of been a thing you've been working on, is like how you communicate with people or something like that. But I feel like you're going to be kind of relaxing during this full moon, but yet still thinking about, like, what it is you're trying to communicate, what others are trying to communicate to you. And that, I think, will bring in a lot of, like, releasing of a lot of maybe unnecessary things that you're carrying around with you, and bring you to a new cycle of freshness and lessons learned kind of thing is what I'm feeling. All right, Sagittarius, that is your reading. I always appreciate you guys coming. I hope that helps somebody. Appreciate your likes, your subscribes. Sorry again for my nasally stuffed up. It's just, this is a discernment. Just remember, Sagittarius, relax. Think about the things you really want to release, how you're trying to release those, looking at the bigger picture. And I'm really just feeling that, like, and then when you're restored and refreshed, come back in with a fresh mind after discerning between the things you've been looking at and the things maybe you have worked on and you haven't worked on. And I feel like that's kind of where you guys are at. It's kind of a really simple message, but it's what you guys got today. So, I mean, it seems like it's just a lot of self-evaluation, self-reflection going on during this full moon for you. But it's gonna help you release some things that maybe you need to release, or unburden yourself from maybe seeing just some things maybe just one way or another way. I mean, and it's a good thing. So, but always, sit with your feelings, let them move through you. Definitely feel your feelings. Just pay attention to where other people are too coming to you with their feelings, and trying to see it, kind of detach your emotions away from theirs, because it's not the same. Like, our stuff isn't their stuff, and their stuff isn't our stuff. We all have our own stuff, if that makes sense. All right, thank you, Sagittarius. You guys have a good rest of the month, a good full moon, and we'll talk to you later.